if I'm worth $1,000 an hour, or whatever number you want to put, make it high. If I'm worth $1,000 an hour, should I be doing this right now? Would I be doing this right now? Whatever it is you're doing. And what that does is it just forces you to constantly reevaluate your activities and puts you back into a place of doing high value activities.
Would just be aware of the activities that you do every day, and if they are the top tier activities that are going to translate to success. So if you're making 100 dials in 4 hours, who are they to? Are the conversations, are you focused on making relationships? Or are you just making, quick lowball offers that they're going to get you off the phone as soon as you get on there? Like, are you just cold calling a random list? Like, a lot of what you do, it's not about the volume. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. So I have a problem with this. I've had this problem for a long time. Like, I just think the busier I am, the better I am. That's not true. If you're extremely busy, they say you're lazy. Like, just because you're busy doesn't mean you're successful. So you might be in that realm.
Numbers game, right?
Yeah, like, well, you got to be careful that, like, just because we say numbers game doesn't mean like you're just throwing crap at the wall, right? Like, you got to be strategic. You got to practice on how you're having conversations. If you can tell me right now that you've been doing this for 4 or 5 months, however long, and you don't have like 10 solid agents where you have a relationship with, where you could just call them right now and have a conversation with them, ask them what they got coming on their deck. Like, you could potentially be wasting your time if you don't have, like, you haven't made those relationships throughout calling. So that's it. I don't know who you're calling, but I'm just saying it's the quality of your conversations you have, not the quantity, because you can stick a virtual assistant on a dialer for a month and then not get a deal, and they could have called 10,000 people, right? But that doesn't help you. And I can call 10 people today and probably be further along than that VA, right? Just through the quality. So that would just be my my advice.
Love that. Yeah, that's great. One thing that's been really helpful for me is ask yourself this question: is this, whatever it is you're doing, is this right now the best use of my time? I think if you ask yourself that question 10 times a day, or over and over and over again throughout the day, it's going to constantly redirect you into thinking about doing high value activities. Another way to ask that question to yourself is, if I'm worth $1,000 an hour, or whatever number you want to put, make it high. If I'm worth $1,000 an hour, should I be doing this right now? Would I be doing this right now? Whatever it is you're doing. And what that does is it just forces you to constantly reevaluate your activities and puts you back into a place of doing high value activities. So like what Nathan said is, if he knows 10 agents in his market that are movers and shakers, like they're out talking to sellers every single day, calling and talking to those 10 agents, one of them probably has a deal that needs done, right? That's going to be way more impactful, way higher value than cold calling a list of, pre-foreclosure leads or whatever. So it's just, now it's not saying that calling pre-foreclosure leads is bad. It's just always asking yourself, how do I constantly do high value activities, outsource everything else? I do high value activities, I outsource everything else. And it's just forcing you to be productive, not busy. You want to be productive, not busy. It's easy to be busy, and we lie to ourselves that we're doing stuff because we're busy. But busy isn't the same as effective and productive.
How would you have a quality relationship, say, if you are calling pre-foreclosure leads? Like, it makes sense to me, obviously, if you're on market and you're talking to agents, having that relationship with them. I totally get that. What would be your direction, say, with pre-foreclosure leads?
Well, I just think you personally dialing any leads is probably not a good use of your time, because you can outsource that for $5 an hour, right? So you're worth more than $5 an hour. So why would you cold call leads? Now, yeah, it's all.
So if you were me, what?
If you I get $5 an hour to pay, then that's you, right? But if you've got
but like, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Like, use your time more effectively. If you were in my shoes, how would you be using my time, or your time per se?
I mean, I love agent outreach. I think if you had 25 active agents in your market, active meaning they're spending money on marketing, they're talking to sellers every day, they're listing, selling houses and all of that. 25 in a market, and you call those and you build a relationship, and now they start calling you with leads, you will do deals every single month. It takes about 25 agents to be doing, I think, about 3, 4, 5 deals a month, 25 to 30 really good, solid agent relationships. That's a powerful use of time, because building those relationships is going to create ongoing repeat business, because they're going to keep calling you with leads and deals. I mean, so that's high value activity.
Okay.
You know, thinking through things like that, having a VA cold call a list, and then you just talk to the warm sellers that are ready to sell. That's a better use of time. That's just looking through your day and saying, how do I spend my time doing the highest value activities and constantly raising the bar?
Yeah, what you're saying makes so much sense. Thank you.
At some point, it won't even be a good use of your time for you to close those deals. You'll have an acquisitions manager that closes those deals, right? So everything's in stages. So it is what it is wherever you're at, because you start where you're at. And if you start where you're at, you know, when you start, you're the janitor and the CEO, you know,
yeah.
Right. But eventually you want to not be the janitor and the CEO and just be the CEO.
Right.
But, you know, you got to start where you are, and just, that's why asking the question constantly forces you to be making better choices around how you use your time.
Yeah. Is this the best use of my time?
The best use of my time right now, whatever it is, it is. But then every day, how do I increase my output? The way you increase your output is you do better. You put in and you get out, right? So the better I put in, the more I get out, the better I get out. So how do I make my input into the business higher and higher value so I get higher and higher output?